You learn to make films by making a film.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is what it is. This is where it comes in, Even great filmmakers, they say like that, You learn to make, you want to become a filmmaker, you go and make a film. Doesn't matter what kind of camera you have, do it.
I feel very powerful when I see something happening wrong, something wrong is happening, or I see something beautiful happening, I get immediately inspired. I'm like, this can be put in, a story. We can do this, and nobody has that power apart from a filmmaker.
Sometimes it's like, you get
Ask
that
me.
feeling. You just sometimes you just want to
get it done
shot
with.
You just do it but then you just again sit back, and then what I do is I watch the works of great masters.
Since this comes from the movie nerd, okay, so what would be the top 3 recommendations, both of you? Top 3 movie recommendations, yeah. Hello, everybody. You are tuned into Sikkim Student Spear, a podcast that is brought to you by the students and for the students, which is, of course, an initiative of a Sikkim Student Wing and supported by Sikkim Supreme. And for our episode 5, we have some very special presents with us. This was, in fact, it is, of course, for the greater purpose, for inspiring the students, but it also really does come from a very selfish motive, because these are some people that I have definitely wanted to conversate with, interact with, right? And I am so grateful that they could grace even their minute and aorta of their very creative time for us. Therefore, without any further delay, I would like to introduce you to our very special guests. And the guests that we have today are brilliant filmmakers, Dawa Lepcha and Tribeny Rai. And yet again, thank you so much.
Yeah,
and if you know anything about them, well, let me just tell you, their movies have made waves not just in our local platforms, but internationally. So, yes, thank you so much again for having come here. And you know what, before anything, this really comes from a very personal point, but I would like to know how your student life looked like, because being that you guys come from like creative field, right? Of course there might be a very different, a very unique experience, right? So what did that look like for you guys? And I would like for ma'am to start.
I think overall सोच्दाखेरि चाहिँ student life obviously is very important part of your growing up into a person. मलाई लाग्छ कि स्टुडेन्ट र टिचरको रिलेसनसिप चाहिँ इट्स भेरी भेरी इम्पोर्टेन्ट है. हामीले त्यसलाई पुरा अन्डरमाइन गर्छ जस्तो लाग्छ, स्पेसली हाम्रो एजुकेसन सिस्टममा. जस्ट इमेजिन लाइक तपाईँ एउटा सानो नानी हो अनि तपाईँ स्कुल एभ्री डे जानुहुन्छ, अनि त्यो जग्गामा चाहिँ एभ्री डे तपाईँ जाँदाखेरि चाहिँ देयर इज सम वान हु टेल्स द्याट यु आर अ क्रिएटिभ माइन्ड, यु आर ब्रिलियन्ट हुन्छ नि. And just imagine going to school every day and then the teacher telling तिमी त म्याथ्समा विक छौ, होमवर्क किन गरेनौ हुन्छ नि. सो दिस रियली अफेक्ट्स तपाईँ कसरी एउटा ठुलो मान्छेमा परिणत हुनुहुन्छ नि, त्यो यो सबै फ्याक्टर्सले धेरै अफेक्ट गर्छ. अनि मलाई लाग्छ मैले चाहिँ लाइफमा एकदमै राम्रो टिचर्सहरू भेटाएँ, किनभने मैले फिल्म मेकिङमा आउँछु भनेर त मैले कलेज बाद मात्रै सोचेको हो नि त. त्योभन्दा अगाडि आई वाज जस्ट trying to enjoy my school life or say college life. So स्कुलमा चाहिँ मेरो एकदमै एउटा फेभरेट टिचर हुनुहुन्थ्यो, रिटा लेप्चा. सी टट इन सेन्ट जोसेफ्स मार्तम, एन्ड एभ्रिबडी जो पनि त्यहाँ पढेको नोज द्याट सी इज अ भेरी गुड टिचर. उहाँले चाहिँ नेपाली पढाउनुहुन्थ्यो कि. अनि उहाँले रूपनारायण सिंहको नोभल भयो, भ्रमर भयो, या इन्द्रबहादुर राईको खिर, सानु लामाको ज्योति बिनाको उज्यालो, अल दिस स्टोरिज यस्तो भिभिडली भन्नुहुन्थ्यो कि क्लासमा. लाइक आफ्टर लन्च मान्छेले निन्दा लाग्ने, म त त्यही संसारमै पुग्थेँ हुन्छ नि. सो आई अलवेज फेल्ट लाइक मैले यो स्टोरी टेलिङ कहाँबाट भन्नु आएको भन्दा आई अलवेज फिल लाइक सी हेज बिन वान अफ द फ्याक्टर्स हुन्छ नि. अन्त त्यो पछि फेरि मैले सोचेँ अब नेपाली पढ्छु भनेर. त्यतिखेर आई थिङ्क इट वाज इन 2008 or 7 +2मा अब म नेपाली पढ्छु भनेर. बट फेरि हाम्रो सोसाइटीले के सोच्थ्यो त्यतिखेर, नेपाली पढेर के गर्छौ तिमी त एकाडेमिक्समा मात्रै हुन्छौ, तिमी हाम्रै जग्गामा मात्रै सीमित हुन्छौ, बाहिर गएर के गर्छौ भनेर. सो आई गेभ अप एन्ड इभेन्चुली मैले कमर्स पढेँ. फेरि कमर्स पढ्दै थिएँ एन्ड आई वाज लाइक त्यहाँदेखि त्यहाँ पनि मेरो एउटा टिचर हुनुहुन्थ्यो सुतापा बासु पिएनजीमा. सो सी टोल्ड मी यु जोइन मास कम्युनिकेसन. सो आई वेन्ट फर मास कम्युनिकेसन. सो आई थट आई एम गोइङ टु बी अ जर्नलिस्ट होइन, म लेख्छु भने. मैले सिक्किम एक्सप्रेसमा इन्टर्नसिप पनि गरेँ 2-3 महिना अनि फेरि काम पनि गरेँ, फ्रिलान्स पनि गरेँ 6 months जस्तो. सो आई थट आई एम गोइङ टु बी अ जर्नलिस्ट. अगेन माई प्रोफेसर फ्रम सेन्ट जोसेफ्स मिस्टर विक्रम राई, he told me that you go to film school. हुन्छ नि. So these 3 teachers have been very very instrumental in my journey. अब यस्तो पनि होइन होला उहाँहरूले भनेर मात्रै होइन नि, फेरि मैले कुछ त देखाएँ होला नि त होइन. So because of that they really believed in me and they pushed me. अन्त फ्यामिली र पेरेन्ट्सको त अभियसली हुन्छ हात नानी कस्तो बनिनुमा. तर मलाई लाग्छ मेरो चाहिँ एकदमै फन्ड मेमोरिज छ, किनभने दिस टिचर्स रियली शेप्ड मी इन्टु हु आई एम टुडे. हुन्छ नि. आई एम भेरी ग्रेटफुल फर इट.
No, but even in my trajectory, as far as I can remember, it was always the language teachers who would definitely want you to explore.
Yes.
And again, the vivid imagery, the storytelling. I had my own teacher, Nima Miss. So yeah, that really does help you open up, wind up to new ideas. And I definitely relate to you with that. Again,
all of us have that those special teachers. In every field, I guess, just not filmmaking.
Yeah.
Some teacher will just be there to open your head to a little thinking out of the box kind of thing. So in my case, she said it's after her college days. But in my case, it was, I think, somewhere around standard 8.
Oh, wow.
When I was in school, TNE. I took part in a play that was written by my friend during we used to have these hostel nights, and so it was competition and all that stuff. And then so my friend, he wrote a play, and then I don't know how I got. Usually I'm the quiet type. I'm like, is he in the class or not kind of person, always at the back. So anyways, one day I got into that play accidentally, and it just automatically happened to me. I got the part of a robber. We are supposed to rob some travelers and all that stuff.
Okay.
So as the robber, I used to read a lot of those English classics, not the full book, the abridged, shorter forms. So I just kind of picked up that that character, the pirate character from Robert Louis Stevenson's Treasure Island.
Okay.
15 men in a dead man's chest, yo ho ho and ballroom. I think it's there in Pirate of the Caribbean. They put in that movie also. So I picked up that line, and I just kind of got it in my lines, during the play, and I just put up quite a drunk pirate kind of act, and then the next day, my teacher, he made me stand up, and he said, Mr. Lenny Lefevre, we call him Lenny. His actual name is Leonard Lefevre. So he stood me up, and then he told the whole class, you guys missed a great act yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Those who didn't see them, so give him a hand. My God, my nose was about to fall down. So that is how it all kind of ignited in me, this little boy. So after that, I started writing my own plays and started doing the thing in the hostel nights. Every time we would win. Sometimes we would win, sometimes we would lose. But then eventually he said around class 10, 12, no, I think around class 11, I think, you should now go to FTII. So us waqt to FTII, it's like, where and what, it's like that. So anyways, that's how I forgot something. After the play, he said you should now go to NSD.
Okay.
NSD to Kun Chaurako Nama and all that stuff, during those days. So I'm talking about long time back. So now we have an NSD here in Gangtok.
Yes.
And there are batches of actors coming out, artists. So it's like so fantastic,
Yeah.
So this teacher, he was the one who gave me all these ideas. He gave me all this out of the box thing. But sadly, there was there was one more teacher who said, what will you do by learning filmmaking?
Oh, I have had that experience.
That's what he said. So, but now now you have NSD here. Now you have all sorts of equipments and all this development, digital stuffs. Anyone can actually, if you're really serious about it, you can make movies just like that.
Yeah.
Because now it's much more accessible. You can even make films on phone if you really work on it. So now it's like technology has advanced so much and all these things. But from those days to this day, when I look back, during the school it was you always have a teacher who gives you that that push, that idea, that So I'm always grateful to Mr. Lenny, and then hopefully, I'll
I hope you can be that teacher to someone.
Yeah, so you just keep that dream on, and of course I went to a film school later on, a very small school. I was so much I wanted to so much get away from the college and then get into this film school. The moment I finished my college, literally, actually, like 3 days later, I went to join the film institute. Not FTI, but it was a small institute in Calcutta. But I had some very good teachers who had worked with the great maestro Satyajit Ray. Though I was very lucky in that way. So my principal, Mr. Ganesh Mukherjee, was someone who had worked with the great Satyajit Ray, and then my vice principal had worked in Mumbai. He was one of those top directors in 1973. So it's a long time ago, but even then. Okay. So I was lucky in that way. So anyways, so you have a teacher, you have those teachers who gives you all the ideas. So yeah, I'm always grateful to him. And like she said that hopefully what we are saying will give some inspiration to some young guys and girls, to keep on the dream, so like that.
Okay, well, I must also ask about, it's about conviction, isn't it? Because again, it was a very long and winding road for you to eventually end up in like movie making, filmmaking, right? So what is that one conviction for you to actually be like, okay, this is what I want to do, and then this is like, this is what I want to do, this is my calling, and this is what I want to showcase and put forth when I have, because of course support is one thing, right? Support and good like company is another, but except for that, there must be some driving force within you, right, which made you feel like, oh, okay, I know, I've stepped into this, I will make something happen out of this. And clearly a lot of things happened in Sinikyo. So yeah,
in my case, the driving force, or what, I think it's your own conviction to do things. Keep on working on it, and then like I said before, during those conversations with my teacher, and when I got the idea of filmmaking and to go to filmmaking, once he told me about FTI and all these things, it just happened to me that I am going to go.
So it's
to this film
courage
school.
also.
So sorry?
Courage.
Yeah, you need courage. You need that conviction to follow up on your path. So I think that's in my case. It is. I think it is that way.
Okay. How about you?
I think म चाहिँ अरू कुरामा यति धेरै एक्सेल गर्थिनँ होला had it not been filmmaking, because I really feel यो चाहिँ मेरो it is like my strength, कि रुमभरि मान्छे छ अरे तिमीले के बेस्ट गर्नु सक्छौ भनेर सोध्यो भने चाहिँ म चाहिँ पिक्चर बनाउन सक्छु. आई क्यान टेल अ स्टोरी. द्याट्स वाट आई फिल हुन्छ नि. किनभने धेरै कुरामा जस्तै कि अब मेरो साथीहरू एकजना ब्याङ्कर छ, एकजना सी वर्क्स इन कर्पोरेट दिस थिङ, सो अफिस. सो उनीहरूसँग बस्दाखेरि द ओन्ली टाइम या फिर म पब्लिक स्पेसमा हुँदा पनि आई फिल द मोस्ट पावरफुल वेन आई हेभ दिस टुल हुन्छ नि. मलाई जहिले पनि त्यस्तै लाग्थ्यो. सानोमा हुँदा चाहिँ मैले आई टोल्ड माई मम कि आमा म तपाईँलाई सिएम हुनु कि पिएम हुनु, आई ह्याड नो आइडिया के हो चिफ मिनिस्टर प्राइम मिनिस्टर, बट आई न्यू दिस पिपल वेयर भेरी पावरफुल. सो आई वाज लाइक मलाई एउटा पावरफुल मान्छे हुनुहुन्छ, के हुनु म भनेर होइन. सो मैले चाहिँ आई थिङ्क मैले लाइफमा जहिले पनि यस्तो चिज खोजेँ जसमा म एक्सेल गर्नु सकौँ, एन्ड आई एम भेरी कन्फिडेन्ट एट इट. एन्ड वेन I am जस्तै कि अब इट्स लाइक वी आर अबाउट टु डाई अरे होइन, एन्ड इट्स लाइक वाट्स द बेस्ट थिङ यु क्यान डु, एन्ड आई क्यान टेल अ स्टोरी, आई क्यान मेक अ फिल्म हुन्छ नि. आई फिल लाइक द्याट इज माई स्ट्रेङ्थ. एन्ड अल्सो विथ सो मेनी थिङ्स ह्यापनिङ हुन्छ नि. मैले एउटा गभर्मेन्ट जब गरेर म रेगुलरली अफिसमा गएको भए चाहिँ आई डोन्ट थिङ्क मैले लाइफमा जति रिफ्लेक्ट गर्छु अनि जति क्रिटिक गर्नु चाहन्छु चिजहरूलाई जति एक्सप्रेस गर्नु चाहन्छु आफूलाई यो जब बाहेक चाहिँ म अरू कुनैमा गर्नु सक्दिनँ नि त आई विल भेरी पावरफुल हुन्छ नि वेन आई सी समथिङ ह्यापनिङ समथिङ रङ इज ह्यापनिङ or I see something beautiful happening, I get immediately inspired. I am like, this can be put in, a story. We can do this. And nobody has that power apart from a filmmaker. So that really inspires me. I feel like that is a very unique, powerful tool that we have. Ani त्यसले होला मलाई त I want to explore this territory more.
That is so nice. And I mean, again, clearly that conviction really proved to be right, Cine. But like, following on that, I mean, since we are talking about like filmmaking, right? And I mean, if we have any idea about what filmmaking looks like, it's a very long, tedious, winding.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of trial and error, right? So there must be one small habit or ritual that both of you might have inculcated. You're like, okay, fine. You know what? Today is the day. I will do this. Boliko boli herum. So what is that for you?
My meaning,
any ritual that you do to, I mean,
to energize
stay
yourself.
focused,
Keep on going,
stay focused. Or
Well, I think in my case, now in the first place, I want to admit I haven't made many movies, so I don't want to. I don't want to sound grand, but in my case, I've done a lot of ethnographic documentaries and which are more academic side, and so anthropology and all that stuff, And so in my first feature film is the Dhokbu, the keeper that I did a few years back. In between you do feel sometimes it's like you get that feeling. You just sometimes you just want to
get it done
short
with.
You just do it. But then you just again sit back, and then what I do is I watch the works of great masters, great movie makers.
And who are those? Like some specific names you have?
Well, first thing I always come up is about Dre, because I used to watch his. I was the only one watching his movie in the hostel.
Okay.
During those years when he expired, actually, Doordarshan gave 1 week of his movies. So I was watching those 11 at night. So those images. I still remember those images, those black and white images. But the framing, the images is so powerful. It stays with me.
Okay.
And of course, I watched the works of Japanese masters, Akira Kurosawa's.
Of course.
So his works, Seven Samurai, Ikiru, and so many others. So I just, I mean, there are so many others. Even in our own Mumbai, we have masters like Shyam Benegal, who passed away last year. Was it last year or this year?
I think last year.
So his works, Manthan, Ankur, and all those movies, And of course, mainstream movies are there always, which we enjoy. Munna by MBBS and all those things. It's really interesting. So anyway, so I take up a mixture of all these things. So and kind of get let me also try something like that. So that's how I get back my energy, and try to do it better. So I mean, kaha wo log and kaha main, but then it's still
Aim for
just
the,
to keep you,
aim for the moon and you land in the
Reach the stars.
Reach for
the stars.
Aim for the
Okay,
stars.
something like that. I'm sorry. Okay.
So, so at least you have at least you're watching the right people, so that way you won't get wrong. So I think मेरो ritual चाहिँ obviously watching films त हुन्छ तर मलाई राम्रो फिल्म हेर्नु चाहिँ एकदमै I think time लाग्छ कि I have to prepare myself. Like if I'm watching a Tarkovsky for 5 days, I'll be like no Netflix, nothing. I have to prepare myself to soak
to
it
get
in.
that appetite.
Yeah, it's very difficult. So राम्रो फिल्म हेर्नु it's very difficult.
Yes.
It's not one of your like you open and you cook हुन्छ नि बसेर एकदम कन्सन्ट्रेट गरेर हेर्नु पर्यो नि. सो मेरो लागि चाहिँ रिचुअल आई थिङ्क यो सुटमा द फिल्म द्याट आई सट there was no ritual as such. Like in my life I have one ritual that I run 4 to 5 kilometers every day.
Okay.
बिकज लाइक अब बस्तीमा बस्छु म हो मान्छे पनि देख्दिनँ म त निस्किँदिनँ पनि यही इन्टरभ्यूको लागि आएको होला ग्याङटक पनि आएको छु होइन सो इट्स लाइक म एकदम बस्तीमा बस्छु अनि माई ओन्ली दिस थिङ इन्टरेक्सन विथ पिपल गाउँको मान्छेहरू इज लाइक वेन आई गो टु रन इज द्याट्स हाउ दे कम टु नो म अब बम्बे दिल्लीबाट घर गाउँ आएको छु भने क्या कुद्छु कि अनि सबैजना ड्राइभर भाइदेखि लिएर सानसानो नानीहरूले क्या ए दिदी त नाना त आउनु भयो यस्तो गाउँमा भनेर क्या द्याट्स हाउ आई डु इट एन्ड आई फिल लाइक अलिकति त्यो फिजिकली पनि उयो हुन्छ एन्ड I like Murakami who likes to run huncha ni, and it is one of his rituals, especially when you're writing. I think it really helps huncha ni. It really gives sort of rhythm to your entire progression. Tyo ani I think shoot ma chai mero uyo थियो होला I try to एकदम practical minimum क्या my ritual was like before the shoot only I cut short my hair like this. It was almost this length because winter थियो and I was like अब मैले डिरेक्टरले टाउको धोएर सुकाइ बस्दा त कहाँ पुग्छ हो. So I was like just minimum that, and I think मैले 3 जोडी लुगा किनेको थिएँ र almost सबै same color. So I really don't have to calculate and think हुन्छ नि कि अब ला भोलि कुन चाहिँ लुगा लाएर त्यो पहाडमा छ के लाएर जानु पर्ने. Just every day सबै minimal effort क्या. So because I had कहाँनिर मैले एउटा फिल्ममेकरले त्यस्तो गर्छ भनेर सुनेको थिएँ. So I was like it was very very maximizing हुन्छ नि. उठ लुगा लगाऊ निस्क एन्ड इट्स लाइक त्यतिखेर मैले थाहा पाएँ कि केटाहरूलाई चाहिँ लाइफमा कति आराम रहेछ भनेर. बिकज इट्स लाइक नो इट इज सच अ टास्क. देन किनभने नि कपाल धुवा निस्क हुन्छ नि 1 मिनटमा. देन आई वाज लाइक यस्तो गर्नुपर्ने छ सुटमा क्या. इट वाज भेरी
always after the boys.
Oh,
what is it? No, I am not after boys.
not in that way.
No, but it is no. I mean, this तपाईँहरुको यो त एउटा एडभान्टेज हो नि त. तपाईँहरुको हैन, but I am like something that
gender
that I had not realized.
It is. I'm not saying
I am not after.
We got the point.
You are. So yeah.
She's like I want to bash them up, all the time.
What, Dada?
Bash them up.
Oh, okay. Okay. So yeah. So I think running is one of my most grounding and this experience and ritual that I do every day.
Okay, well, I hope you took the notes down for this, right? And I really hope it helps in your
ritual in the sense,
process
maybe in my case, one other ritual it can be like I just go and sit alone, quiet somewhere. It can be any place. I just sit for maybe hour or 2 or more, that's how I do it.
So what I got from both of you is like, you need to erase as many distractions as possible.
She needs to run, I need to sit.
Yes,
exactly.
Yes. I think सबैजनाको आफ्नो तरिका हुन्छ गर्ने, but yeah, त्यो त हो.
Yeah.
Because shootमा त it's so chaotic, 100 things are happening. अनि फेरि हाम्रो इन्डी फिल्म्समा चाहिँ हामी आफै प्रोड्युसर, हामी आफै डिरेक्टर. So it is like एक्टरको कुन चाहिँ सिन छ देखिन्छ, कतिवटा गाडी आउँदैछ एक्टरलाई उठाउनु, खानामा के बन्नेको छ, कति बजी आइपुग्छ, एभ्रिथिङ यु हेभ टु क्याल्कुलेट हुन्छ नि. सुटिङ गर्नु यहाँ जाँदैछ त्यहाँ टोयलेट फेसिलिटिजहरू छ कि छैन, एक्टर्स एभ्रिथिङ हुन्छ नि. सो इट इज लाइक यु डेफिनेटली तपाईँलाई एउटा शान्तिको माहौल चाहिँ चाहिन्छ. सो एभ्री वान हेज डिफ्रेन्ट वेज अफ डुइङ इट.
Yeah, adding to her thing, I just want to add one.
Yeah.
People say film street go this and that one, but you learn to make films by making a film.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is what it is. This is where it comes in, Even great filmmakers, they say like that, You learn to make, you want to become a filmmaker, you go and make a film. Doesn't matter what kind of camera you have, do it. So that's what, so it's like, we have similar experience.
Yeah.
I have to worry about like the thing that she
just said.
talking about, So we don't have that grand facilities where you have all departments, सबै डिपार्टमेन्ट आफै ह्यान्डल गर्दैछ काइन्ड अफ त्यस्तो हुँदाखेरि चाहिँ इट्स फन अल्सो बट इट्स अल्सो लट अफ हेडेक अल्सो बट वन्स यु हेभ डन इट देन इट्स लाइक ओके आई डिड इट
I haven't felt that yet. Hopefully.
No,
I think it'll come around.
I saw that in the back, what do you call that? Sorry.
Footage
behind the
scenes. I did see that in the behind the scenes footage.
My movies.
While I was doing the research,
okay.
I saw a lot of videos.
You have a behind the scenes. You had the.
There was a montage, okay. So I saw all the pictures.
I had nobody to take pictures also. मान्छेले यस्तो भन्छ कि तिमीले त्यो डिरेक्ट गर्दै गरेको फोटो पठाइदेऊ न. I don't have money to engage people for that also हुन्छ नि. We were छैन.
No, nobody was paid in my case. It's just that everyone was doing everything, just like that, So sometimes the cameraman himself try and take extra footages.
I saw a lot of guys covered in clay, moss and all. And
but it was very interesting. That's why,
Yeah, that really is passion speaking.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what
yeah,
I got
absolutely.
from.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Conviction, passion. That is what. Like it.
True.
Yes, sir.
Well, lovely, lovely. And well, getting on to this now. Again, speaking of from a very creative perspective, right? So there are some emotional intricacies that you might, directly jump with or go to in your work, or maybe reflective of, त्यो कामहरुमा चाहिँ तपाईँको. So what is that sort of emotional intricacies that you deal with in your work, or you want to showcase through your movies, your, I don't know, music videos, whatever that you choose to do? So there are some maybe it's based on your own lived experiences, or something that you think that, okay, it should be spoken about more, or this issue or this topic, or maybe this feeling, this sentiment should be spoken about more, should be highlighted more. So what is that for you?
As such, I really don't have that kind of a, that kind of a feeling, or the way I have been doing my work, which is very few to say. I just felt the need to. I'm more into that, I guess, in preserving and conserving
Okay.
culture, your heritage, your myths, your stories, whatever. So maybe that has made me do more of the ethnographic kind of anthropological works. I was very lucky to have met Mr. Professor Asen Balexi. I must mention his name because these are people who have given me all this knowledge and everything. So and his daughter, Mrs. Anna Balexi Danjumpa, she's we worked at Tibetology for some time. I worked out there before I got into all sorts of other things.
Okay.
So and I forgot about filmmaking after that for a very long time. So I'm getting back to it. So and my first and the only feature film, Dhokbu, the Keeper, is more of that kind of a thing, culture, heritage, environment, maybe a little bit of feeling for the environment.
Okay.
So yes, I feel it's like that. Then social issues. I mean, there are a lot of things that you see, that you feel about, but it's important that we go into all that. I think Tribeny is much better in that.
No, first of all, I just want to tell Agedava that he's downplaying it so much. Like it's been couple of times उहाँले यसो भन्नुहुँदैछ कि म त एउटा पिक्चर मात्रै बनाएको एउटा पिक्चर अब सिक्किममा इन्डस्ट्री नै छैन हैन अनि हामी नै हो फर्स्ट जेनेरेसन फिल्ममेकर उहाँहरू हो सो it is a matter of great pride हुन्छ नि without any resources, without any support system उहाँले जब पिक्चरै बनेको थिएन डोकबु जस्तो पिक्चर बनाउनु भयो हुन्छ नि it's matter of great pride हुन्छ नि it's always downplaying म त एउटा मात्रै पिक्चर बनाएको but it is great because
in fact can I mention this Dhokbu was one of the first like local feature films that I ever heard about. Okay,
yeah, absolutely.
I was like it's the movie pani रहेछ भनेको that we are also into filmmaking.
Well, it's not about downplaying. I'm just being diffident. Let's say.
Oh, you're just
being modest.
You're being modest, exactly.
Yeah. No,
because there's so much as a filmmaker. You know, you could have done a lot of things better.
No,
so
that learning is always there. Every time you watch a film, your film, you always see your mistakes. But having said that, I'm just saying, it was मोम त्यतिखेर मैले त स्क्रिप्टै लेख्दै थियो होला यो फिल्मको but it was so inspiring हुन्छ नि हाम्रै जग्गाबाट हाम्रै मान्छेको एउटा फिचर फिल्म आउँदैछ भनेपछि it is a big deal हुन्छ नि so thank you for that and please don't be so modest. So I think with me I think it differs from picture to picture differ huncha like if I want to say something in this film, not say something but I want to express something through my craft it will not be the same in the other film. I am sure, I hope I don't keep repeating myself huncha emotionally but I think as a filmmaker what really intrigues me is human emotions, to understand human psychology and those are the kind of films मलाई हेर्नु मन पर्छ हुन्छ नि किनभने हामी यति साह्रो कम्प्लेक्स मान्छे हो कि हामी बोल्छ कुछ और फिल गर्छ कुछ और देखाउँछ कुछ और हुन्छ नि सो यति डलादो कम्प्लेक्स हुन्छ मान्छेहरू अनि मलाई चाहिँ त्यो बुझ्नु के कति सिम्पल तरिकामा कसरी आफ्नो क्राफ्ट युज गरेर त्यो देखाउन सक्छ त्यो मन छ मलाई चाहिँ एक्सप्लोर गर्नु अनि मेरो यो डेब्युमा चाहिँ शेप अफ मोमोमा चाहिँ इट इज अ स्टोरी अबाउट अ वुमन लाइक मी जो चाहिँ सिटीबाट फर्केर आफ्नो गाउँमा आउँछ एन्ड इट इज अबाउट her explorations and her understanding of things हुन्छ नि सो त्यो चाहिँ मैले पनि फिल गरेँ क्या एसएफटिआईबाट पढ्यो सबै साथीहरू बम्बे गयो म चाहिँ फर्केर बस्तीमा आएँ हुन्छ नि सो एक्ज्याक्टली द्याट ट्रेजेक्टरी इट इज नट मेरै पर्सनल एक्सपिरियन्स त होइन तर डेफिनेटली आफूले पिक्चर बनाउँदा कहीँ न कहीँ कसैको एक्सपिरियन्स आफूले जानेको एक्सपिरियन्स बुझेको एक्सपिरियन्सको बारेमा लेखिन्छ सो त्यो भएर चाहिँ मैले अहिले चाहिँ म जस्तै किनभने मैले ग्रोइङ अप म जस्तै केटीको पिक्चरै देखेको छुइनँ नि त अनि मलाई चाहिँ लाग्छ हाम्रो आउने जेनेरेसनको नानीहरूलाई चाहिँ त्यस्तो फिल नहोस् क्या लेट देम सी देम जेन्युनली आफ्नो एउटा रियालिटीको पोर्ट्रियल चाहिँ उनीहरूले आफ्नो फिल्ममा देख्न सकोस् खालि त्यो के अरे बलिउड फिल्मसहरूमा आफूलाई नखोजोस् आफ्नो कथाहरू नखोजोस् भनेर चाहिँ आई थिङ्क द्याट इज वाट वी आर डुइङ एज फिल्म मेकर्स इन सिक्किम हुन्छ नि वी आर ट्राइङ टु गिभ स्टोरिज ब्याक टु आवर पिपल सो द्याट दे हेभ समथिङ टु रेजोनेट विथ एन्ड लुक अप टु हुन्छ नि एन्ड आफूलाई खोज्नु छ भने पनि हाम्रै पिक्चरमा खोज बाहिर पिक्चरमा नखोज
No, but the thing is, it's also therapeutic for you, Resunda, because you also said you help
I
you
don't think so.
navigate
Yeah, but
through emotions through your movies, right?
no, that's what they tell you. Like मैले यो क्वेसन यो कतिजना मान्छेको फिल्म मेकर्सहरूको प्रोसेस चाहिँ के हुन्छ उनीहरूले सोच्छ कि यो मेरो मनमा एउटा क्वेसन छ बाई द टाइम यो स्क्रिप्ट लेख्दा चाहिँ आन्सर आएछ हौ या बाई द टाइम यो फिल्म बनाउँदा चाहिँ मैले बुझेछ हौ आई विश इट वाज लाइक द्याट बट ह्युमन इमोसन्स एन्ड दिज क्वेसन्स आर भेरी कम्प्लेक्स हुन्छ नि यसरी हो भने त सबैले भोलिदेखि पिक्चरै बनाउँथ्यो होला नि त आन्सर खोज्नु इट इज नट लाइक द्याट डेफिनेटली देयर आर रिफ्लेक्सन्स द्याट हेल्प यु to navigate, but answers I have not found yet after making this film also, but hopefully with audience को interaction किनभने मेरो काम त हो पिक्चर मात्रै बनाउनु नि त अब त्यसलाई अडियन्सले कसरी इन्टरप्रेट गर्छ उनीहरूको रेस्पोन्सले बा मैले पो बुझ्छु कि हैन so those are the different factors so hopefully
Death of author by this
sorry
okay death of author
yeah
so that's what I'm saying no but I mean I must say that you know we are thankful that isto khalki sources these minds exist this sort of medium exists because again as you said we don't want to see us like skimming through representation through movies ki alili okay this is something that resonates with me vanera sometimes I wholly want to see a character like
absolutely
me in screen right being played
yeah,
right and at the same time about emotions as well so many nuances of my emotion I swear I figured out through movies and films and all that so thank you personally from public perspective but yeah speaking of I mean since you just mentioned Shape of Momo right and again congratulations
Thank
on
you.
the recent achievement of Busan International Film Festival right so I must say that I mean what I've also realized is along with Shape of Momo, I've also realized Dhokbu was a movie which was also screened in international platforms.
Yes.
Right? It was in Venice and London, if I'm not wrong.
No.
Yeah, select back to you. Select back to you if I'm not wrong. Right.
He's saying yeah I think it was
No,
Yeah.
it wasn't. Sorry, it wasn't like that. But but we did get to get a Sydney Indie Film Festival. There we got. Well, we got selected, whatever. So at least that was there. But we did apply for the other festivals. But there are so many things, like I said, that I could see that we are lacking. So I'm just being very straightforward in that way. But yeah, couple of festivals we did get into. One in Calcutta International Film Festival. I mean, it is and one was in the northeast, Prague.
yeah.
So we got the best film thing. So yeah, of course the whole entire team was proud of that, but we can still do better.
So again, you're being very modest, but we like that about you. I like that about you right now too.
That is true I get it
Okay, I don't like this secrecy right here, but anyways, getting back to my question, I will when you're talking about international audience, right? I will, of course, us locally though we have this common thread of that. Okay, fine, this culture, this so and so, right, is what we are talking about in Turkey. But internationally, it's like completely alien of a concept. Completely alien of a like whatever that you're trying to portray, right? So what do you think? How do you think they have interacted with, or how do you think they related with like your craft, Sonamna, in that sense?
So I think the best thing about human emotion is that it's universal. So what you're saying is slightly. I slightly disagree because see I have this story about a woman who's coming this that so I showed this film we showed it to a couple of obviously when you're sending to festivals, you show it to programmers. So I think one of the best feedback that we have had so far is एउटा UK को मान्छेले हेर्नु भएको थियो क्या एकदमै he is a very big guy. So उहाँले हेरेर चाहिँ he got on a video call with us. I keep telling this because it is so vivid in my memory. And he said, यो सिक्किम कहाँ छ के हो यो, because इन्डिया भन्नु बित्तिकै मान्छेले अहिलेसम्म इन्डी फिल्ममा पनि फर द्याट म्याटर मेन ल्यान्ड मात्रै देखेको छ नि त, हामी जस्तो देख्ने मान्छे त देखेकै छैन नि त होइन. सो वेन त्यो त फेस्टिभलमा फर्स्ट थिङ इज त्यो क्या गएर म इन्डियन हो भन्दा कम त साह्रो पर्दैन बुझाउनु उनीहरूलाई सिक्किम एक्ज्याक्टली कहाँ छ हुन्छ नि. सो द्याट इज देयर. अनि उसले त्यो पिक्चर हेरेपछि चाहिँ सिक्किम कहाँ रहेछ क्या यो जग्गा कहाँ हो, एन्ड हिज लाइक एन्ड द स्टोरी द्याट इज ह्यापनिङ इन यर फिल्म यो त युकेको कुनै गाउँमा पनि हुनसक्छ अरे. सो द्याट इज सो द थिङ इज द इमोसन इज युनिभर्सल. उसको प्लेसमेन्ट चाहिँ अब कल्चरल स्पेसिफिक जग्गा मैले सिक्किम भनेर मेरो गाउँ नानडोक आसाम निजेमा राखेको छु, बट इट कुड ह्यापन एनीवेयर हुन्छ नि. सो आई डोन्ट थिङ्क वान सुड बी वरिड हाउ इट विल बी रिसिभड अर एनिथिङ इन द इन्टरनेसनल मार्केट, बिकज तपाईँले जेन्युनली अनेस्टली एउटा कुनै इमोसन एक्सप्लोर गर्नुभएको छ भने इट विल डेफिनेटली रेजोनेट हुन्छ नि. So
and you would like to know also after that, like you said.
Yeah. So I am very excited. मलाई अरू चाहिँ होइन कि फेस्टिभलको, आई एम भेरी एक्साइटेड टु सी हाउ इट इज रिसिभड हुन्छ नि. किनभने बुसानमा चाहिँ एसियन वेमेनहरू पुरा छ नि त. अनि हाम्रो चाहिँ त्यो जहिले पनि हामी त्यो हङकङ फिल्म मार्केटहरूमा जाँदा पनि दे वर लाइक एसियन वेमेन विल लभ दिस हुन्छ नि. एन्ड बाई एसियन दे मिन साउथ कोरियन चाइनिज हुन्छ नि. सो आइ एम रियली एक्साइटेड हुन्छ नि. उनीहरूले चाहिँ कस्तो सोच्दो रहेछ हाम्रो सोसाइटी र उनीहरूको सोसाइटी चाहिँ म्याच हुन्छ कि हुँदैन भन्ने खालके. बिकज देयर इज अ चाइनिज फिल्म मेकर, उहाँको नाम हो जिया जाङका. उहाँको फिल्ममा मैले यति साह्रो सिमिल्यारिटिज भेटेको छु जस्तो चाहिँ हामी मेनल्यान्डमा भेट्दैन पनि हामीले. अब सत्यजित रे हामीलाई मनपर्छ तर उसको पिक्चरमा हाम्रो सोसाइटीको पोर्ट्रियल हुँदैन नि त. वेराज उसको फिल्ममा चाहिँ मान्छेहरू चुङ्गी खेलिरहेको हुन्छ नि, त्यो त हामी हो नि त चुङ्गी खेल्ने होइन. फेरि मरौमा आई हेभ सिन अपिचोपङको एउटा फिल्ममा छ मरौ पछि पैसा उठाइरहेको, त्यो हाम्रो कल्चरमा छ नि त. सो अल दिस थिङ्स यु समटाइम्स फाइन्ड इन दोज एसियन रिजन हुन्छ नि. सो आइ एम रियली एक्साइटेड टु सी हाम्रो चाहिँ उनीहरूले कतिको रेजोनेट हुँदो रहेछ भनेर क्या. आई एम रियली लुकिङ फरवर्ड टु द्याट.
Interesting. No, in my case, it's like my movie it's all the tribes, indigenous people around the world.
Yeah.
We have this belief, of a guardian deity of a particular wild area or whatever. So almost every indigenous people, tribes around the world have that kind of a thing. So it's something like it's the same thing over here also. So
Right.
that is what I've tried to like. I just made it into a movie with a local thing with a global kind of a interest like that. So that's what I was aiming. So
Okay. Okay, well, I apologize for my short-sightedness then.
No, it's absolutely होइन. That's how we understand नि पहिला त. किनभने हामीलाई पनि इमेन्स प्रेसर हुन्छ क्या मार्केटहरूमा गएर. मैले बुझेको छु कि लाइक फिल्म स्कुल हामीलाई कहाँ हेल्प गर्छ मलाई लाग्छ. किनभने आज्ञाले भन्नुभयो तिमीलाई पिक्चर बनाउनु सिकाउँदैन, त्यो चाहिँ कुरै हो, ठिकै कुरा हो. नोबडी क्यान टिच यु हाउ टु मेक फिल्म्स, यु हेभ टु लर्न अन यर ओन हुन्छ नि. तर मलाई लाग्छ कि यस्तो हुँदो रहेछ आफूले पिक्चर बनाउनु. As a filmmaker, there are stories that I want to tell, but there are stories that market forces you to tell. It wants you to tell कि यस्तो पो स्टोरी चल्दैछ त आजकल, यो कुराले चाहिँ तिम्रो पिक्चर हिट हुनसक्छ, यो चल्छ है भनेर. बट द्याट इज नट द अनेस्ट थिङ द्याट यु वान्ट टु से हुन्छ नि. सो त्यस्तो कुरामा चाहिँ मलाई के लाग्छ भने हाम्रो फिल्म स्कुलको लर्निङले चाहिँ हामीलाई के गरेको छ भने इट गिभ्स यु डिपर अन्डरस्ट्यान्डिङ अफ सिनेमा हुन्छ नि. विच अदरवाइज तिमी प्रोफेसनली पिक्चर बनाउँदै त कुरा सिक्नु सक्दैनौ नि त. तिमीलाई पढ्नुको लागि तिमीलाई एउटा चिज बुझ्नुको लागि अलग्गै जग्गामा गएर उयो गर्नु पर्यो नि त. सो यो ट्रेनिङले चाहिँ मलाई लाग्छ कि इट प्रोभाइड्स यु स्पेसली मलाई चाहिँ मेरो फिल्म स्कुलले चाहिँ इट गिभ मी दिस डिपर अन्डरस्ट्यान्डिङ अफ सिनेमा विच अदरवाइज आई वुड नट हेभ ह्याड हुन्छ नि. जुन चाहिँ किताब मैले पढेँ फिल्म मेकर्स फिल्म्स हुन्छ नि, त्यो मलाई एक्सेसै अब नानडोकमा बसेर म कसरी चाहिँ त्यो एक्सेसिबल नै हुन्थेन नि. त्यहाँ गयो त्यो स्पेसले चाहिँ तपाईँलाई सिकाउँछ कि तिमी चाहिँ यो पछि तिमी चाहिँ प्रोफेसनल मार्केटमा जानुपर्छ
Right.
एन्ड इट इज अप टु यु बट दिज आर यर टुल्स न हामीले चाहिँ तिमीलाई रेडी बनाएको छौँ तिम्रै डिसिजन हो तिमीलाई मार्केटले भन्ने फिल्म बनाउनु मन छ तिमी बनाऊ तिमीलाई आफ्नो कथा भन्नु मन छ बनाऊ तिमी बिचमा बसेर दुईपट्टिकै 50-50 लिएर बनाउनु छ बनाऊ तर हामीले तिमीलाई प्रिपेयर गरेको हो भनेर चाहिँ त्यसो गरिदिन्छ कि सो आई थिङ्क यो चाहिँ एकदमै इम्पोर्टेन्ट स्पेस हो हाम्रो आउने स्टुडेन्ट्सहरूको लागि पनि मैले फिल्म स्कुलले जा भनेको होइन तर एउटा कल्टिभेट गर्नुपर्छ अन्डरस्ट्यान्डिङ
like I cut you. Sorry, it's true what you're saying because you do learn all the basic the tools. You get all the all about filmmaking in the institute. But and it's true that you have to. It's a good grounding that you have, and so it's important. But when it comes to making the film, it's later on. It's up to you again, like she was talking about. So it's like that. So yes, of course, you have to make a movie later on to really know. जति तपाईले त्यो सिक्नु भएको छ जो जति आइडिया पाएको छ त्यहाँ इन्स्टिट्युटमा now to put that in practical thing is it's up to you then. So like that is an important aspect.
Okay, but again, you did mention that the takeaway isn't quite the important part, right? I mean, like how the reception is and all. The secondary also one way, right?
I don't think so. It's like मान्छेले यसो भन्छ नि तपाईँले like I often get asked like quote unquote they say तिमी त art filmmaker हो, that's what they tell me. Okay. You don't care about money. Everybody cares about money. Everybody cares about what people think हुन्छ नि. But that should not be तपाईँको primary reason why you are making film. तपाईँले एउटा पिक्चर आफ्नो मनको honestly तपाईँलाई कुन चाहिँ कथा भन्नु मन परेको छ त्यो भन्नुहोस्. बाई प्रडक्ट तपाईँले मान्छेको वाहवाही पायो भने ग्रेट, बाई प्रडक्ट तपाईँले पैसा पायो भने एक्सिलेन्ट हुन्छ नि. बट तर तपाईँले मान्छेले मलाई वेल डन कस्तो दामी कमर्सियल पिक्चर बनाएछ पुरा पैसा पाएछ भन्नुहोस् मात्रै भनेर द्याट सुड नट बी यर मेन इन्टेन्सन हुन्छ नि. इन्टेन्सन सुड बी टु टेल यर स्टोरी अनेस्टली एन्ड बाई प्रडक्टमा यु गेट दिस थिङ्स excellent हुन्छ नि. So I think as an artist it is very important to be critical of the society and to be critical of yourself also. Like don't get carried away by all these things हुन्छ नि I feel. But eventually obviously money is a big factor because filmmaking is very expensive affair, it is very expensive. त्यही भनेर चाहिँ मैले भनेको when you have a place like institute where you have done some kind of you have some understanding of cinema, it helps you navigate a little easily maybe not easily but at least हुन्छ नि तिमीलाई समझ त छ यो रङ हो यो राइट हो भनेर. So after that you choose your poison हुन्छ नि. So it's like that.
Okay, so would you also say that this is the takeaway you expect this maybe like students theory, okay, maybe the audience, right? Is this what you expect the takeaway to be for the students, that okay you have to balance both these aspects Manihaki?
No,
like,
that is
what do you
them,
think is
no.
the takeaway? What do you think should be the takeaway for the students?
For the students is to have deeper understanding of cinema. You do commercial, I have no issues. You do art films, I have no issues. To each his own only. I know you can't say about 3 Idiots like he said Munna Bhai. I really love that film हुन्छ नि. So I don't want the filmmaker कि उसले नबनाओस् भने बनाओस् न. मैले भनेको तर तपाईले कुनै पनि चीज गर्नु इन्फर्म्ड चोइस चाहिँ हुनु पर्यो. तपाईले चाहिँ बुझ्नु चाहिँ पर्यो कि यस्तो हुन्छ भने. सो पहिल्यै अन्डरस्ट्यान्डिङ छ भने चाहिँ इट हेल्प्स यु. किनभने इट इज भेरी ओभरवेल्मिङ राइट नाउ. म पुगेँ नि अब कति फिल्म फेस्टिभलले भन्छ वाउ वाट अ फिल्म, कतिजनाले भन्छ ओ इट इज न यो हुनु पर्थ्यो त्यो हुनु पर्थ्यो हुन्छ नि. सो ओभरवेल्म हुन्छ नि त फिल्म मेकर. जबसम्म त्यो कन्फिडेन्स कन्भिक्सन चाहिँ हुनु पर्यो भनेको नि मैले. अदरवाइज मार्केट फिल्म फेस्टिभल्स they will overwhelm you completely हुन्छ नि. So for you to have confidence in you have to have deeper understanding of the thing that you are doing or in this case cinema. So मैले भनेको अलिकति पढाइ अलिकति सोचाइ चाहिँ इम्पोर्टेन्ट हो. That is the takeaway.
I love that answer. But yeah, definitely हुन्छ नि. And I think that's where most of the people who deal with creative field like argue with हुन्छ नि, where it's like okay I cannot compromise my work to the point where it's almost a sellout, but at the same time I want to be genuine enough to my story तर यति डरदम नहोस् कि where it's like okay होइन this is just completely my narrative भन्ने खालको नि त. So I definitely agree with you on that. Okay, and I think this would definitely be the point where we wrap things up, right? And my wrap-up question to you guys would be, okay, for the creative field, for all the people who want to aspire there, because again, it's a very adventurous route, unpredictable, and at the same time, you still have to have that like, okay, fine, is this the right decision? You keep questioning that at every step. In fact, I remember all the 3 years of college that I did, I questioned that every year where it's like, okay, is this the right thing that I'm doing? So what do you think is the advice now that you guys are very seasoned and very well approached and
Very
all
seasoned.
that?
Very seasoned.
I just hope that
Yeah.
we made some sense, huh?
We were busy discussing amongst ourselves.
I'm being very thinking. I hope we made some sense, huh, Sachi?
Can I just say that if this is a very niche film audience, because I would love to have this interaction forever, okay? I'm not even kidding. Like, right now I'm just hungry, but that's a different question. But honestly, I would love to just listen to you guys. This was quite a lovely experience, honestly. For people to even...
Thanks for that,
No,
for
but...
having us and whatever.
No, but like, just to open doors for something like filmmaking, again, as you said, it's so overwhelming to think about, and acting just comes naturally. The first thing in your mind, acting is something that you should do. But then to actually dedicate yourself to the process of making a movie, like fleshing out all your emotions, whatever, and finally getting that product out also, as it has been. I think that's a really daunting and a really brave task. So kudos, guys. Who am I to say kudos? But like again,
it is a daunting task. They say that I agree.
That is true.
And yes, so what exactly would be advice for all the creative minds, like seedlings
First,
out there? Ranjini?
I guess first.
Advice. I'll not say it as advice, but as a suggestion. I would like to any young people who want, anyone who is aspiring to become a filmmaker, any sort of art, whatever, painting, music, and all, whatever the field.
Yeah.
When it comes to filmmaking, I would my experience, as I said, was watching the works of great masters. If you have time, I would suggest maybe in the earlier stage you might not get the hang of all these things, but later you'll start understanding, I guess. Watch the works of great masters. I would say watch the works of watch their interviews, what they talk about, how they did things. There's this their works give us the idea about how we can do things better, and a lot of things. And also even the making of movies, and if you're going to be a filmmaker, you want to be a filmmaker, you watch right now it's all over the YouTube though, so it's very accessible. So you just watch even the great movies, big movies, millions and millions of budget and all this stuff, and even no budget movies that they're like us, not us, mine. She's looking at me. So yeah, that's what. And keep your dream alive, keep your conviction, within you that you're going to do it. Then don't burn yourself out also, but keep that bell ringing at the back of your mind, that I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, ting 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 at the back, so that way, you don't get overwhelmed, but at the same time you don't give up. That is how I have been functioning, kind of a way. So yeah, I would suggest that, so yeah, keep up your spirit and keep working. Take a break if you must, but don't give up,
Wow, that was very encouraging. No, because for me, I think I am just going to be very honest. जति पनि भाइ बहिनीहरू फिल्ममेकिङमा या क्रिएटिभ फिल्डमा आउनुहुन्छ, मनमा सङ्कल्प छ भने मात्रै आउनुहोस्, किनभने this field is very difficult. मान्छेहरूले यस्तो भन्छ कि अब त्यो अहिले भर्खरै बिकज माई न्युज इज आउट अबाउट द फिल्म, तपाईँ त राति सुत्दैन पनि होला, यति बेसी कङ्ग्रेचुलेसन्स आउँदैछ हुन्छ नि, द्याट्स वाट दे टेल मी. बट टु बी भेरी अनेस्ट, इट इज सो डिफिकल्ट हुन्छ नि. अब लाइक फर इन्स्टेन्स मेरो पिक्चर 2टा फिल्म फेस्टिभलमा सिलेक्ट भएको छ, लाइक इट्स अ भेरी प्रेस्टिजियस फिल्म फेस्टिभल, बट आइ एम स्टिल फिगरिङ आउट हाउ टु गो टु द्याट फेस्टिभल हुन्छ नि. अब कसरी पैसा म्यानेज गर्नु त्यो फिल्म फेस्टिभलमा जानु, किनभने हाम्रो इन्डस्ट्री नै अब यहाँ त अलमोस्ट नन एक्जिस्टेन्ट छ हाम्रो फिल्म इन्डस्ट्री होइन अब यो नेपाली स्पिकिङ किनभने माई फिल्म इज इन नेपाली स्पिकिङ कम्युनिटीलाई सँगै लिएर कहाँ चाहिँ पिक्चर देखाउनु सो द्याट आई गेट माई रेभेन्यू ब्याक दिस थिङ्स आर गोइङ इन माई हेड हुन्छ नि सो इट्स अ भेरी च्यालेन्जिङ एन्ड डन्टिङ टास्क टु बी इन दिस सेक्टर हुन्छ नि अनि तपाईँहरूले जुन चाहिँ पनि मान्छेहरूले अब हाम्रो यहाँ इन्टरभ्यू देख्यो अरे अदरवाइज हामीलाई मिडियामा देख्यो अरे डोन्ट थिङ्क द्याट इज द पार्ट एन्ड पार्सल अफ दिस प्रोफेसन हुन्छ नि द्याट इज ओन्ली 1% अफ वाट वी डु 99% तपाईँले हामीलाई भारीहरू बोकेर यताउता कुदेको सेटमा देख्यो भने आई डोन्ट थिङ्क एनीबडी वुड वान्ट टु मोस्ट अफ यु वोन्ट वान्ट टु जोइन हुन्छ नि सो आई थिङ्क इट इज अ भेरी डिफिकल्ट प्रोफेसन it is a very expensive one huncha ni where so many people are engaged you have to pay so many people huncha ni ani sajilo chaina ke ani tapaiko manma sankalp cha garchu भने चाहिँ definitely you must come हैन like you said you need conviction त्यो छ भने चाहिँ आउनुस् otherwise you know I don't think that would be a great option for you for people who want to come हुन्छ नि किनभने मैले पर्सनली बुझेको because every day it is such a big task हुन्छ नि जस्तो कि अब फिल्म सुट हुनु आँट्यो भन्दा there are couple of people who will come and clap for you and now that film is done and it's selected couple of people come and clap for you that 2-3 years nobody is there तपाईँ नै हो एक्लै गर्नुपर्ने हो सबै काम हुन्छ नि सो मनमा सङ्कल्प छ भने डेफिनेटली आउनुहोस् किनभने यु नो वी निड मोर फिल्म मेकर्स फ्रम आवर कम्युनिटी फ्रम आवर प्लेस हुन्छ नि बट प्लिज कम विथ कन्भिक्सन सो द्याट हुन्छ नि वी किप इन्सपायरिङ इच अदर हुन्छ नि बिकज आई हेभ सिन अ लट अफ फिल्म मेकर्स हु कम अनि गभर्मेन्ट जब पाएर भन्छ खै पिक्चर बनाउँदै थियो भन्छ गयो भन्छ हो सो नो इट्स भेरी डिस्करेजिङ इट इज भेरी डिस्करेजिङ द्याट वेज हुन्छ नि आई एम तर यस्तो हो नि त फेरि हाम्रो पनि त इन्डस्ट्री छैन सो आई अन्डरस्ट्यान्ड सम पिपल हेभ दे आर द people who run their family so I understand that हुन्छ नि सो हामीले नै मिलेर एउटा सस्टेनेबल इकोसिस्टम बनाउनु पर्ने हो तर के गर्नु अब पपुलेसन नै त्यस्तो छ द्याट यु नो द इन्डस्ट्री डज नट फङ्सन लाइक द्याट बट आई होप इन फ्युचर वी आर एबल टु डु समथिङ डेफिनेट हुन्छ नि सो द्याट हाम्रै इकोसिस्टम हुन्छ एन्ड वी डु नट हेभ टु डिपेन्ड अपन others you know to this thing but before I end so I just wanted to put across this point hopefully I don't know right people from the department will hear I just wanted to say huncha ni टुरिज्म एउटा इन्डस्ट्री हो नि त सो टुरिज्म चलाउनुको लागि चाहिँ पहिला तपाईँले सरकारले राम्रो रोड दियो राम्रो होमस्टेजहरू दिएको छ होइन लाइकवाइज फिल्म मेकिङ पनि एउटा इन्डस्ट्री हुन्छ नि सो पिपल ह्याभ टु इन्भेस्ट इन इट हुन्छ नि सो वेन आई वाज सुटिङ मेरो फिल्म सुट गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ क्यामेरा मैले प्रोफेसनल क्यामेरा मैले आसामबाट ल्याउँछु भने कि किनभने नर्थ इस्टको लागि चाहिँ दे हेभ अ सब्सिडी वेन आई कल देम अप यु नो वाट दिस सेड सबै स्टेट छ सिक्किम छैन अरे एन्ड मैले यो कुरा चाहिँ हाम्रो नर्थ इस्ट कन्फरेन्स हुँदै थियो मैले त्यसमा त्यो प्यानल डिस्कसनमा पनि मैले आसाम इज भेरी फेमस आसामिज डिरेक्टर नेसनल अवार्डिङ डिरेक्टर आई टोल्ड हिम अल्सो हामीले चाहिँ किन त्यस्तो गरेको भनेर वाइ आर यु नट गिभिङ द्याट फेसिलिटी टु सिक्किम वी आर अल्सो पार्ट अफ नर्थ इस्ट दे डोन्ट केयर हुन्छ नि सो आई एम लाइक नो बडी केयर्स अबाउट अस वी हेभ टु केयर अबाउट आवर सेल्स हुन्छ नि सो आई जस्ट होप फिल्म पोलिसिज मोर film friendly हुन्छ नि for filmmakers from here are brought into place हुन्छ नि that's my only request and I hope somehow this message will किनभने every other interview I am simply pitching for this हुन्छ नि it is so important किनभने मैले त मेरो पिक्चर बनाएँ there are so many other people who would want to make films हुन्छ नि
this for the legacy of filmmaking
yeah absolutely I think we need to invest into it as an industry हुन्छ नि so that later on system आफ्नो बनिसकेपछि त government does not have to invest in it then it will function on its own right so but somebody has to invest in the beginning so yeah that is all
I think that's a very
valid point
good conclusion by her and I think yeah that's important we need that so
thank
so
you.
yes it's the aptitude and your aptitude and interest if you have tapaiko at 1 o'clock in the morning somebody calls you up and say let's go and shoot here isto jaro jaga ma isto ke kosto difficult
nothing will
you'll
matter
try to you'll go but if you are asked to if you don't have the interest alikati garn thalcha then you'll go back to sleep so aptitude and interest is very important I think
definitely.
yes
and since this comes from the movie nerd in me okay so what would be the top 3 recommendations both of you top 3 movie recommendations
I've been doing this the whole week
yeah
people are just asking me tell me your top 10 films
you go ahead
I have many. I think I can talk about filmmakers. से म भन्न सक्छु. I think that also too many. But my number one film has to be. It is called Winter Sleep. It is by a Turkish filmmaker called Nuri Bilge Ceylan. He is my favorite filmmaker. उसले जस्तो human emotions कसैले कटाउँदैन जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई हुन्छ. It's another level.
Okay.
Second filmmaker has to be Satyajit Ray. And again, like you said, Kurosawa. Ikuru would be such a complex film. Hamरै Gangtokको अफिसमा पनि it would be so great.
It is very. He made this movie in 40s.
Yeah. Just imagine.
It's so relevant now.
Yeah.
So, but I would, from my side, same thing. I would start with this simple movie, this 3 series movie of Satyajit Ray. Samapti, and what was the Postmaster, and this other one is. These are 3 movies that it's short movie, but then put together. But these are the first movies that I watch actually, and then I got that images in my head. There's the little girls acting. It's so fantastic. There's this scene where she keeps the balti down, and I mean, if you go into it, it's going to be long things. So anyways, so these are the movies that I would suggest that people watch. And then, well, there are so many movies, of course, Akira Kurosawa is always there. It can be. There's his movie called High and Low. Those are, I think, some of the movies that these are movies that are dealing with crime and detectives and all those things. But his movie set the trend for the modern day detective, doing that kind of thing. So anyway, so that is one movie that I would like to. And
अनि ढोकबु हेर्नुहोस् अनि हाम्रो प्रशान्त दाको कथा हेर्नुहोस् no really because
no yes I mean I think it's true when you talk about our local, and of course Mr. Hogan Chappell's movies is Sino, and I think there's I like one better than Sino. I forgot this. Anyways, so his movies are there. Local filmmakers, I mean, it's from Sikkim ourselves, so like that. Watch Triveny's movie.
Okay.
If you want to watch Dhokbu, fine. So watch Dhokbu's behind the scene more than the actual movie, The way we made the movie.
I did watch it.
So I think that's it, I mean, there are so many filmmakers, so many it's just, the list is so endless. It just doesn't come in your head also.
Yeah.
So that's why, so I think that's it. So thank you so much for
having us
here, and then for
having this conversation.
And
thank you so much. This is like, all the film commentaries जो मैले YouTube मा हेर्थेँ, this is personified. And so I am so elated and so happy that this happened. And I think that should be it. Thank you so much here again.
Thank you to
Sikkim
student wing and all that. You're doing a great job, excellent job. Keep on doing this kind of things.
Okay.
And also to the audience, I just hope that you'll enjoy our whatever little bit of.
I don't think they'll enjoy it, but
but here's to hopes that we can look back at this conversation and be like, oh yeah, we were very short-sighted when a few years from now. So here is to hopes, here is to optimism, and here's to movies, and here's to creativity, right? And before we leave, I would also like to present some gifts, some hampers that we have to both of you. But yeah, again, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you
for having us.
This was so fun.
Yes, absolutely.
Voices of Tomorrow, Stories of Today. This is by the students for the students.